Hey everyone, just let me know if you can hear me or not, and we'll get started real quick. I'm gonna sort out the names. I can hear myself on the phone there, so should be good. And before I forget, I'll also get into commentator chat so that you guys can listen to me while you're playing without needing to run the stream in the background, because that can take bandwidth. So I'll just wait for a reply. You can hear me? Perfect. And the stage has started, so you guys can join commentators chat as well. Alright, Skillman, I'm going to let you in now. We're going to use competition calls to call people, try to keep conversation in competition talks. Just keeps things organized, prevents clutter, etc. Skillman's going to fight me first. Very good Samuel player. Just had to change account. Okay. No problem. Yeah, so I saw Steelman earlier. It's late for him. I got to give him credit for waking up at midnight. He's in Japan. So, good on you for showing up. I know that's very difficult because I've also participated in at midnight in Asian tourneys, and that's not always a lot of fun, but usually worth it if it's a good tourney. You just won't feel very good afterwards. Okay, so it's 7 flags. Also, only one round for the sake of time, but you get to fight everybody, so because it's round robin. And doubles will not count. Kubold introduced some new rules. We're gonna stick with the default rules we've always been playing with. So if you get a double, you don't win anything from it. Small problem there on my end, actually. Let's try that again. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta back out. I'm gonna be quiet for this one. But as I expected, he picked Samuel, so that'll be really cool. Nicely done. GG. Really made me work for that, man. Felt like I was chasing you the whole time, and you were doing a really good job with using Samuel's recovery and stuff to challenge me there. I thought you were going to win for a moment. Alright, so that's it. First win goes to me. And of course, we do 7 flags, so the rounds are longer as well. And actually, throw Fencer's up against Wrath. That'll be cool. Let me know if my breathing's annoying too. I've heard that complaint before. My mic is a bit sensitive sometimes. Yeah, GG, man. That was a lot of fun. Samuel is not an easy character to fight in skilled hands. He might be the best Samuel player on the server, honestly. Like, that's how good he is. And, I mean, consider the fact he's in Asia, too, so he's dealing with whatever ping disadvantage is present, plus being tired. Wrath is typing right now, but at least we know he's here, so... Throw Fencer's in. Deal with the names real quick. Fro will be on the right. Very good to see Fro Fencer here as well. It was a very pleasant surprise, I think, for all of us. Not sure what's up with Wrath, though. I'll just... I can send you another link if that one's not working, I think, so... Discord taking a while to open on the PC. Oh, yeah, no problem, man. That's annoying as hell. If it takes a bit long, we can skip the match. We'll come back to you, of course. Yeah, that's not a problem. We know you're here, so that's the main thing I care about. Eve will be watching like a hawk. Nice. And let's just take a look at the matches we've got here. Ruby 32, that's Tulip, Spring Tulip, against Zero Null. Then we got Maestro Cake against Pecola. That'll be a really good fight. And because we got 8 players, you get to fight in every single one of the rounds. If there were 7, an odd number, you'd have a free round where you don't have to fight, so that's always nice as well. Yeah, I think I'll wait another minute for you, Wrath, and if not, we'll just skip and come back. Because it's taking a... I know that issue is really annoying, like when stuff doesn't load in your computer. It can definitely take a while, so... Won't be able to play now, PC frozen. Okay, well, I'll just let you get that sorted out then, if you can. If you can't, that really sucks. Yeah, so I won't give anybody the win yet or anything. I'll just move on. And we'll come back. So, Zero Null against Tulip. Yeah, Ruby told me that he's Tulip, so... I guess some issue of not being able to change the name. I don't know. Yeah, try restarting if you can, by the way. That might help. I know that's the very stab tulip. Okay. Nice name change. Yeah, but I know, like, people say it all the time, restart your PC and all the rest of it, but sometimes that's all you're gonna do. Okay, zero's in, waiting on tulip. I think tulip was here. Let's see who's in the audience real quick. Yeah, okay. Hang on. Who let the whole lecture listen to your game? Oh man. I don't know how you would change that such that it doesn't. I don't know. Somebody apparently had an issue where they just joined the VC out of nowhere on mobile. That's funny. So we interrupted a lecture, guys. That's what happened. Does Tulip have access to the calls channel? Pretty sure he should. Because I was able to ping him, right? If he didn't have access, I wouldn't be able to ping him. But I'll just check his roles real quick. Yeah, competition participant, so he has access. Um, I guess we'll have to skip this one too at this rate. Yeah, just confirming. No problem. No problem. It's a good thing to check for sure, because they'd never get the ping otherwise. So he's on Do Not Disturb. Yeah, that's hilarious though. That whole VC thing. Yeah, I don't know what it's like on your end. I guess you're on mobile and it's easier to tap stuff there, Yummy. That's hilarious. How are you guys doing in the chat, by the way? Let me know. We can talk, I guess, while we wait a little bit, and we'll just skip this one too if Tulip doesn't show. Good. Okay. Good to see. Yeah, you know what? Let's just move on. I haven't gotten a response from Tulip or anything, so sorry, Zero. Okay. Maestro Cake versus Pecola. Let's get this started because we know they're both here. And as per the rules I normally follow, by the end of this match, if anybody's like not here, then I can just disqualify them. That's usually how it rolls with the time, so they've got fair warning. It might not be written in these rules, but that's usually what I do, so pretty standard practice overall to disqualify people if the round has concluded and they're not there. Hopefully Wrath can fix his computer problem though. So we got Pecola in. Waiting on Maestro now. Perfect, yeah. Let me just deal with the names real quick. Maestro, you are on the left. It's funny, we've almost concluded a round and I haven't really gotten a chance to commentate anything. That's how it goes sometimes. Okay, Maestro left, Pecola. Oh, I might not have given you keyboard. Hang on. I don't know why I sometimes forget that. Yeah, Pecola uses keyboard. Let's go. Should work now. Yep. And we got Zara against Isabella, which is a pretty classic matchup. A fight between two longsword styles, Italian versus German. And drunkenness versus soberness, too. So Pecola immediately starting off with a bunch of swings here. And Maestro mistimed his counter, I would say. So Pecola gets the first point. Zwerchow by Pecola there. But he gets punished. Pecola starting with a bit of aggression. And unfortunately, Pecola's just completely lost all of his stamina. So very easy kill for Maestro. Something Zera mains have to watch out for sure. Zwerchow to the head does get hit, but it wasn't that significant. Maestro, okay, he's backed away there, and I think he thought he was safe there. Unfortunately, Pecola's swing just got right past his guard. Alright, high guard by Maestro. And then some holy stance fainting by Pecola. Pecola knows all about that high guard, and then Maestro with a really good hit to the head. Maestro trying to get some cuts in, but no dice. Pecola is able to block all of them and then counter. Maestro moving forward there. He's got to be careful, though. Those retreating cuts are nasty with Zera. That's the thing. You want to get close to Zera, but sometimes moving into him is exactly what the Zera main wants. Clashing of swords there, but Maestro just can't seem to make anything happen. Maestro trying to get a positional advantage, I would say. And there's a high guard. He wants to punish a whiff by Pecola, but he misjudged the reach there. Alright, Pecola manages to force a double there if the Zwerch to the head. That was a good hit by Maestro. Maestro's not out of it yet, but he really has to be careful. Got a fence very cleanly here. Good high guard cut. He finally got that punish he was seeking. Pecola rushes in. I don't think he meant to do that push, and unfortunately, he got punished for it in the end. Pecola again rushing in. I'm not sure. I know he likes rushing, but I don't know if that's the advisable move here. And then again, Maestro with a flag. He might make the comeback. Maestro is very good at this counter-attacking game. So, oh, but Pecola gets it there. Good upward cut. Breaking up the tempo after the clashing of swords there. And getting around Maestro's guard. Alright, GG to both players. That was a good fight to watch. And very good effort by Maestro trying to make a comeback there. Whoops. Don't want to give Pecola 3 points. That would not be good. Alright, so that concludes the first round. Let me just make sure Wrath got everything working. Unfortunately, if he's not good to go, we will have to, I think, disqualify him too. If he's unable to get it to work. We could also wait and like keep going through the tournament. And then, you know, say an hour or two later he gets to fight, but that would mean he has to fight a bunch of matches in a row, so. I'm gonna disqualify Spring Tulip though, unless he like pings me right now or something. Ruby. And of course, I can undo that too, if it's ever needed. But yeah, no reply from him or anything, so you're good to go. Perfect. Yeah, I figured you'd be able to sort that out. That's really good to hear. So Wrath against Fro Fencer. Fro Fencer hasn't played in a while, but he does fence in real life. And every time he plays, he seems to do really well, even if he is a bit rusty, so I expect a good fight here. Wrath is I would say a seasoned player by now, but not a veteran as such. So no, I don't think Tulip does because the wrong time was a time earlier. Because the whole issue was that we move forward, right? So I don't think that's what the issue is. All right, they're both in. Just dealing with the names real quick. Wrath, you're on the left. It was later for you. It's funny because Ilxis was saying it was earlier for him. Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what Challenge is doing, but I did ping him, so I don't know. Alright, let's back out. We might have an issue. Yeah, it's weird. Some people apparently are getting it later, too. Followers at 1, but it's at 12. Interesting. Okay, so Fro Fencer goes with Marie, and Wrath is also a Samuel player, so he goes with Samuel. I don't think Fro Fencer has a lot of experience fighting Samuel, so this would be a really cool fight to watch. Still a very experienced Marie player in his own right, so yeah, so you can see him kind of testing the waters there. And there's a double. Yeah, I'll tell you what, if Tulip like reaches out to me at 12 my time, so you know, like over 40 minutes or just less than 40 minutes, I can let him back in. But all right, Fro Fencer for the first point. Very nicely done. I really like that sidestep A. It almost forces a self-impale oftentimes. Yeah, again, he's trying to go for it there. Wrath was moving forward almost into that point. And it didn't actually connect, but it was able to allow him to set up that second stab. I think a lot of people would say Samuel has the advantage because his reach is actually very deceptive, but Fro Fencer is just landing really precise stabs. Very good Marie play. Oof. Big swing by Wrath. That was kind of risky, I would say. He almost got punished again. And there's another double. Those big swings are definitely really dangerous, but they also open you up. Cut by Fro to beat the blade. He knows how to do that. I was on the receiving end of those blade beats in a HEMA tournament once, and it was very difficult to deal with. He can't... Okay, now he can, but he gets hit in the leg. Wrath is managing to stay in the fight with those doubles, but he has to figure out a way. There we go, good stab. Samuel's stabs can be a bit slow, but when they land, they're rather effective, even against Marie's guard. Both trying to cut at each other and stab, testing the waters a bit. Fro doesn't manage to beat the blade there, but he just stabs twice. Good series of stabs. Wrath was trying to keep that point at bay, but couldn't manage. I got a ping, so that might have been Tulip. I'll take a look back. Testing the waters of that stab, keeping his opponent on edge. But Wrath just closes right in. Fro doesn't care, uses that point in the pocket, and gets another point. That must have been really unnerving. You do not want that big sword anywhere near you if you were playing Marie. Good cut by Fro Fencer. Finishes it off after those stabs. Marie's cut is deceptively effective, particularly when it hits the head. If it doesn't hit the head, then less so. Good sidestep by Wrath. Wrath is not out of this yet. He's got some support in the chat as well. Alright, low guard by Fro Fencer, but that gets punished with a rush. I know Fro Fencer really likes that low guard and it's effective, but Samuel's range is pretty intense, so pretty good. Stab, but Fro Fencer just backs away. Good cut by Wrath. Wrath again trying to get this comeback. We saw this in Maestro's fight against Pekkola, but it wasn't quite enough. We'll see if it will be here. I've seen crazier things for sure. Stab by Wrath. Fro, perhaps a bit close, but he actually manages to cut him on that stab and then finish him with a really precise hit afterwards. So Fro Fencer with the point here. Yeah, GG to both of you. And I'll check what the ping was real quick. It might not have been anything to do with the server, actually. I don't think it was. Okay. We can move on then. Usually it's the server whenever I get a ping, so that's how I have it set. Okay, so now we're on to round 2. We actually skipped the first round. Maestro gets to relax. And then we got Steelman against Pekkola. Steelman. For some reason, I really struggle to spell that name. Oh, wait, I mixed up the signs there. No problem. You're both in. Awesome. At this point, it should go really smoothly because we know the no-shows are disqualified now, so it's only one no-show, thankfully. Alright, Pekkola, you get the left. I'm gonna give you a keyboard. Working with lag, so you're being careful. I see. All good. It's a shame to hear you were lagging a bit, but that was very good play, considering. Fro Fencer definitely someone to watch out for. Okay, Pekkola goes with Zara, and then we got Skillman with Samuel. I'd say these are pretty similar characters, actually, with how they change up their timing. And Skillman with the first point there, a bunch of snap cuts. Samuel's recovery rivals Zara, if not surpasses it, so. To be fair, though, Zara's kind of varies. It depends on the move you do. Skillman, actually, if a hit to the thigh, getting him a point. And Pekkola starts off at a disadvantage, and Skillman just goes forward with those cuts. His cuts are very powerful, and when he's fighting a slower character, you can really see how dangerous they are, I think. Samuel's got a good guard as well. Gets him close, but that actually ended up being to Peccolo's benefit with that pullback A swing there. Stab by Peccolo. Skillman can't quite punish it though. And I don't blame him. Sometimes against Zera, you're always really hesitant to punish any mistake that's made for fear of those cancels that Peccolo likes doing, which will catch you. But that was very good by Steelman, keeping up the pressure and a good snap cut. Holy stance by Peccolo, but he pulls back. What he was trying to do there is he was trying to get Steelman to come in so that he could punish the advance, but Steelman doesn't fall for it. Unfortunately there, he rushed in and was way too close, I would say. This is a fight of mind games, I would say. Oh, exchange. I think Steelman made a mistake there trying to sidestep it. Lowered his guard. It was a good idea on paper, but sometimes that just opens you up. And Steelman rushes in, but I think that was to Peccolo's advantage there. Peccolo gets a slight hit. Peccolo keeping up the pressure, and Steelman just can't find the timing to get in there. Trouble is, Peccolo has the reach advantage on the cut, certainly. It's not as massive of a reach advantage as those other sabers, but it is still quite significant. And there's a double. What Steelman does have, though, is some really big cuts in his own right where he can step in and increase his reach more than he'd think. But he can't really make use of any of those. Peccolo just has him dialed in, I think. As he again tried rushing in, but was probably too close. Exchange there, and Peccolo ends up hitting him as he sidesteps. Steelman rushes in and gets a stab. I think he was trying to get a grapple too, like he got on me. But unfortunately, he can't make it happen. Peccolo just needs one more now, but Steelman's by no means out of it. Holy stance, but again, Steelman doesn't want to punish it because Peccolo is doing those cancels. But that was really well done by Steelman to counter that. He stayed patient and waited for the perfect opportunity. Oh, I think that's Peccolo's, yep. Unfortunately, Zera's swings just hit really hard, so I don't think even Samuel can really get away with just trading with him. Alright, well done by Peccolo. And now we got Fro Fencer against Zero Null. Zero Null has been doing really well lately in tournaments and is one of the veterans, so Fro Fencer has a difficult fight ahead for sure. Not sure who Zero Null will use, though, to counter Marie. That'll be really interesting to see. Thankfully for Fro Fencer, Marie is in a pretty decent spot, I would say. Certainly, especially if you compare her to the other point-centric characters, so he's definitely got the tools to win. And Fro Fencer, you're going to be on the left this time. You know, generally speaking, this tourney's going really smoothly, so that's good to see. Of course, Zero Null is also a very aggressive fighter, so... Oh, he goes with Zera. That's probably a pretty good counter, actually. But I was actually able to make Marie work pretty well against his Zera, so it's definitely doable. So Zero Null manages to close the distance immediately with that windmill. Fortunately, when you're a Marie player, you gotta get out of the way when that happens. But that was well done. his blade did get beat a little bit, but he still managed to follow through with the thrust and hit 0-0. Good thrust, punishing 0-0's aggression. It keeps backing away, which is a good plan. 0-0 blocking a lot of these attacks, though. And unfortunately, he was right in the pocket, so... Maybe Fencer could have recovered with an Incortada or something. It's hard to say. I don't think that grapple was intentional, but thankfully that specifically wasn't punished. Unfortunately, that lunge was. Windmill by 0-0 beats down that blade. Pretty dominant performance now. Oh, it's okay, he's not lagging, I don't think. He might be. A little bit, but... He's sidestepping a lot, so I assume he's okay. Feel free to pause, though, if it isn't to your liking. Good stabs by Fencer, but he can't finish it off. That was a really good effort. But Sierra has some insane reach. Thrust, oof, but his blade gets beat actually after that thrust. I think Fencer was trying to punish that, but couldn't quite make it work. And 0-0 just needs one more. Keep in mind we're counting victories here, not flags. So if you lose one match by a lot, it's nothing to be ashamed of. That was a very good attempt by Fencer in the pocket. It's funny how some Marie mains are very good in the pocket, but it just wasn't enough. Still, that was a lot of fun to watch at the end there. Alright, I get to fight Wrath now, another Samuel main right off the bat, so... And I get the left side this time. Good to see the sportsmanship. Yeah, it's a crazy fight, wasn't it? 0-0 knows how to get right in the pocket with you, so his Zera is actually quite terrifying. Okay, Wrath is in. God. This menu is a little bit annoying. There we go. I don't know, it just feels like I try to input and it doesn't work, so... Oh well. That's just something Kuvo will iron out. It's not a catastrophic problem. Yeah, I would say Zera has a pretty overwhelming advantage at times. Anyway, I'll be quiet for this one. GG. Samuel was tricky, so I'm surprised that went as well as it did, actually, but very good effort. Just make sure Wrath gets my GG. And that's the second round already done. Maestro against Fro Fencer. Oh yes, Fro Fencer can just connect immediately. Okay, yeah, because we're friends on Parsec. I forgot about that. That makes sense. The lag was more of an issue in the matchup. Yeah, that's fair. I hope that somehow gets sorted out. Your ping is good, obviously, because you're in Canada like me, so I think the link died, so I'll just send another one to Maestro. Yeah, let's take a look at the standings here while we're at it. So Pekola's got 2, I got 2, 0 0 1, Fro Fencer 1, everyone else has 0. Still all to play for at this point. You don't know, yeah. I think it's something to do if you're in, unfortunately, but yeah, that really sucks though. Ah, yeah. Yeah, that could totally be what it is. You're on the right, by the way, Fro Fencer. And Maestro on the left. Yeah, it's absolutely rough, especially if it's not like just delay, it's actual lag. Because delay, I think you can still kind of deal with if it's not too bad. But lag is just, yeah. Good to hear it could be worse though, and it's not just like completely hopeless. All right, Maestro going with Isabella, as expected. Oh, your uni computer lab, nice. Probably the one place where the connection is acceptable at your institution, though. Anyway, good kill there by Maestro to start it off. And another kill, rushing Fro Fencer down there. Maestro can be pretty aggressive as a player in his own right. I think he prefers the counter-striking style. But in this matchup, he definitely really wants to close in. So we're going to see more aggression. Fro Fencer taking some advantage of that, though. Dashing by Fro Fencer. Good cut, and then a thrust. And it's only a 1 flag difference now, so all to play for. Fro Fencer trying to keep that distance, and I think the cut was a decent idea, but unfortunately it was outreached by Maestro's thrust. But I definitely see the thinking behind it. If he was closer, maybe he would have at least hit the head. And unfortunately, that high guard got punished. Oh, Maestro just getting right in his face, but Fro Fencer fought well, considering how close Maestro got, I would say. That was a good poke to the face. Oh, the triangle, but that got punished. That was it actually landed too, but I don't think it got very deep. Meister only needing one more now. But knowing Fro Fencer, he's going to fight this whole thing out, so it's good to see. Meister rushing in. Sidestep attempt by Fro Fencer, but unfortunately Meister was way too close. Oh, oops. Okay, and now I get to fight Zero Null. That'll be fun. Not sure who he's going to use, actually. Either Calc or Zera, I think. I don't think he's as confident with the Laswell pick, so... And Zero Null, you get the left. There's a garbage truck outside, by the way. I apologize if you can hear that. But that's what we gotta deal with this hour. This menu being annoying again. I think that's a bug. I can't back out either, that's the funny thing. It'll work eventually. There we go. Oh, you did a network test too. I don't know. What's up then? He's using Zera. Let's go with Samuel, actually. Oh no. GG. Yeah, as soon as I saw that thrust, I was like, oh man, I messed up. Should have long guarded. Yeah, Zero Null is definitely someone to watch out for here. Alright, Steelman against Raph, two Samuel names. We'll see some more Samuel. Cool thing about this tournament is we're seeing a lot of them in this one. You're shaking, yeah. I am too, man. Like when you started rushing like that, I was like, oh my god. Because I knew you were going to push me or something. I should have seen the thrust coming because that's a really good way to get past the guard there. Yeah, hopefully 4 minutes. I mean, if it's the time issue, that's when we should be hearing from him, so. Okay, Steelman's in, Wrath is in. Steelman, you get the left side. Thankfully for me, I think Samuel was a good pick. It was just Zero and all played really well. Yeah, we're probably gonna see a Samuel mirror, which will be cool. Steelman is on the left, Wrath is on the right. I hope we get more skins from this guy, and some of the other characters too, who don't have skins. Really excited for the Axe Wielder who's coming out too. Steelman with a series of cuts, but he actually gets punished despite landing some hits. I think Wrath was trying to block them, but the auto guard didn't really help him there. So he just hit the head when he had a chance. Steelman was going all in with the aggression, and okay, he manages to hit the head there with that slash, forcing a double. But that was a really good stab, I think, by Wrath. Wrath gets punished on the whiff. That was really well done by Steelman. It's really cool how Samuel is such a popular pick this time around. He usually isn't, I would say, except for the few who play him. But he is a really good character. He just really rewards distance management, I think. Charged by Wrath, Steelman with a series of attacks, and actually he gets killed. Wow. Chrome is gone. Maybe your laptop will be better. I hope so. Three, 3. Very even fight so far. We're going to see who's the best Samuel player here. And that was very good punish by Steelman, immediately taking the opportunity when he saw it. Sidestep attempts by Wrath, but I mean, I struggle with that too, as you would have seen. It's good for getting around guards, but you can also just get hit in the head if you're not careful. Steelman probably knows all about that. He's going for some feints now. Big cut. I think it powered through the guard there. Steelman with a snap cut. He goes in for a stab. It doesn't kill, and he gets hit in the head. And then there's a kill by Wrath. Wrath is closing the gap, actually. Steelman needs one more. Sidestep attempt by Wrath. I think it was a decent idea, but the problem is you can't guard and snap cut like that at the same time unless you hit the blade directly, so. But GG. Both men, I would say, proved that they are very good Samuel players, so. And that's the third round. We got 0-0 against Wrath. That's funny. Shouldn't have actually left Wrath, but that's fine. I might have kicked you anyway. So, no big deal. I'll just let you back in. And, Wrath, you get the left side. And I get to fight Maestro this round. That'll be great. Okay, you're both in. Oh my goodness. Okay, double clicking seems to work with my mouse, so. Alright. That's a little annoying though. Hopefully we don't get hung up on that again, even a little bit. So a 0 going with Kalkstein here to counter Samuel. Kalkstein's in a good state as well, so I think that was a good pick. Might have been a better pick than Zera, actually, I would say. Especially if those really good thrusts that Kalk is capable of. And his cutting game isn't bad either. That thrust missed, and 0 gets cut in the belly there, and a good thrust there. Zero is surprisingly good at pushing aggression with Calc, so. I don't want to say he's a passive character. There's no real passive character in this game, but usually he benefits from a more patient playstyle. Oh my goodness, just onslaught of attacks there by Wrath. Getting his first kill. Kind of rooting for Wrath here in a sense. 0-0 is my buddy, but 0-0 did beat me, so it'd be nice to see him denied a win as well. Oh, Wrath just doing the same cut over and over again, and he actually gets away with it by closing the distance. Wrath might just have this one if he plays really well. Well, the 0 just thrusting immediately. Stab attempt by 0, those are very, very dangerous. Wrath, thankfully, I think was just far enough away for his auto guard to help him. Thrust by Wrath, but he actually gets poked on the way in as well. A little bit of a self-impale. Samuel will not defeat Calc in a stab trade match, so he's got to figure something else out. And there he does. He was doing really well, but 0 managed to retreat. Upward slash, and what that upward slash did is it actually stopped 0's attack. So it allowed Wrath to continue. I don't think Wrath was planning that far ahead, but that was still really skillfully done, I would say. So. Yeah, definitely a very good attack. Maybe he was, though. I mean, Calc's blade is on his... the way Calc's guard is set up when he does those thrusts is such that he can catch it like that, so... You never know. But a 0 gets another point. 0 a little bit ahead. Rush by Wrath. I think that was a big mistake, though. 0-0 capitalizing. Thrust attempt by 0. He's a bit too far, but he's able to keep up the pressure. Wrath closing in with a cut to the arm, and then a second cut. He likes those upward cuts. They're not really upward, they're just sort of low. And they seem to be working quite well against Calc's guard, which makes sense. They're a little bit risky at times, but he's doing very well with them. Oh, then he sidesteps, but 0 still gets it. That hit was not very good. Very good effort by Wrath. But 0-0 is not an easy opponent with either Calc or Zera. Okay, now we got Fro Fencer against Pekkala. So that means he's probably going to fight another Zera. But Pekkala might use someone else. You never know. Oh, yes, I don't have to ping you. That's a little redundant, but oh well. Okay, so Fro Fencer, you're on the left. Okay, Pekkala is in. Gave you keyboard. Let's get started. There we go. Yeah, no kidding. He's getting longsword match after longsword match. That will change now, though, it looks like. Okay, Pekkala's being a little bit nice. Yeah, I wouldn't call myself a Marie sympathizer, but Marie has definitely grown on me a bit, so I can definitely feel the pain as well. Good stabs by Fro Fencer, maintaining good distance. And then he rushes in there if that stab. Zero is tired, but Fro still has to be a little bit careful here. Yeah, he regained his stamina, sadly. It wasn't that big of a stamina disadvantage. And that's the thing Fro's going to have to deal with here. Pekkala has good cutting capability with Calc, so... Really, the thrusting match, as we're seeing here, is where Fro's going to have to try winning this from. Oh, good stab attempt. It unfortunately missed. Oh, Zero. Did I call you Zero? Yeah. Whoops. I called Pekkala Zero. Usually Pekkala plays Zera, so it happens. He might be. Even more so than Oaken. But Pekkala with a good stab. Yes, I hope Google fixes that menu too. It's really annoying, but I'm sure he's realized that it's an issue by now. It's pretty hard to not notice. At least I would think so. And a cut there by Pekkala. Unfortunately, Fro is just not able to find those killing blows. Cut attempt by Fro, but Pekkala, I almost called him Zero again, just rushed him with a stab. Pekkala needs one more. He rushes in. That's very dangerous for Fro, and he finishes it. Alright, I've got to fight Maestro Cake now. Alright, good luck. And wow, we're already done round 4 once this match is done. So I think by this point we'll have a pretty good idea of who is going to win. Because if I defeat Maestro, I get a 4th one. So we're all... And Maestro will be more in contention if he wins too, so... The stakes are pretty high with this one, I would say. A calking tourney, yeah. In all seriousness, I'd rather do a broadsword tourney when the Scottish guy comes about, the Scottish Highlander, but still, that could be fun as well. I wouldn't be opposed to it. I just like variety, but it's something I would join though, just because. Even though I'm not very good with calc, I'd still try my hand at it. Okay, so Maestro's in. You guys will probably see a longsword versus longsword match. Wow, it worked in one click this time. That's good. All right, let's see how this goes. Probably be a banger. It always is a banger when I fight him, so. GG. Yeah, Isabella versus Isabella is always quite stressful, so Glad that went well. So, let's take a look at the standings here. Just really curious. So Zero's got 4, Pekkala's got 4, I got 4. Of course, I've lost 1, so that's not good for me. So Pekkala and Zero are the top contenders at this point. And if we get a tied score, they will have the advantage. So those are the people we all collectively want to see beaten, except for the 2 of them, of course. So I got Maestro against Wrath. Yeah, GG Maestro. Yeah, it'd be nice if we had some commentary for that fight for sure. One of the mods or organizers can certainly feel free to volunteer. I'm not opposed to that at all. Alright, letting you both in. And Maestro, you get the left. Yeah, you both should be good to go. And I get to fight Peckle after this. That's nice. Hopefully I can knock him out of the contention at the very least. But we'll see. Alright, so Maestro on the left, Wrath on the right. Samuel versus Isabella is a pretty interesting matchup. Some argue Samuel actually has a bit of an advantage, but I would say it's more even, actually. They can counter each other pretty well. And Maestro at the first point. And Wrath with a good point there. The Samuel's reach is very apparent when you see him fight Isabella, because Isabella has less than Zara, so they're definitely very competitive in that regard. They're both going with high guard, actually. That's the cool thing about Samuel, is he actually has a high guard of his own, but it doesn't quite pay off here for Wrath. Good on him for trying to switch it up, but in sidestepping, I would say he opened his head up. So good parry with that sidestep, though. I gotta say. I kind of wish you could do that a bit more, certainly, especially against long swords. The sort of sidestep, stepping offline and parrying with a deflectional parry. Something to think about adding, I think. But nonetheless, Wrath did something akin to that there, and he's actually getting a lead now. Well, he's got to watch that high guard, though. Maestro loves punishing with that. I don't think Maestro had many opportunities in our fight, but it's definitely something he likes doing. Maestro rushing in, actually doing a sidestep, too, with that Unterhau. Unterhau by Maestro, oh goodness, but he finishes it off nicely with that Zwirch. That's not a combination you often see, but it worked really well there in the pocket. Wrath's trying to get a snipe in there, I think, to the leg, and unfortunately Maestro is able to punish him when he moves in for that stab. Really even fight, actually, which is a good performance for Wrath, because Maestro is very much a veteran. Kick by Wrath. I don't think Wrath wanted the kick, though. He probably wanted to do a cut, so unfortunate. He was a bit too close. And Maestro was able to capitalize. Yeah, Wrath really likes those sort of horizontal slashes. I think they're sometimes really good for sniping, but in this case, You know, Maestro was able to easily hit his head, so probably should not have opened with it. Perhaps starting with a downward swing, letting Maestro riposte, and then doing that might have been better. Attacking with a second intention, as Kubold talks about in his recent tutorial, which is a thing people do in real fencing too. Oh, that was really well done though. Good parry and riposte there. Of course, against Isabella, tactics like that are they seem kind of risky on the surface. So that was really good by Maestro. I often fall for that one as well. You do the upward slash, and then you do a stab. And I don't think Wrath saw it coming, unfortunately, not in time. So GG to both fighters. And very good play by both of them. Maestro won, but Wrath did very well against a veteran player. I'm not sure who I want to use against Pekla. I feel like Samuel wasn't the best, unfortunately, if he picked Zara, but yeah, it'll be interesting. We might try and counterpick each other, which is always a lot of fun. Yeah, Pekla should be in soon. Alright, just let me make sure the names are sorted. Pekla against the left side. Yeah, this is really weird. I have to use my controller to highlight it and then click 2 times. Yeah, I'll try Alexander. Perhaps a risky play on my part, but it could work really well too. Good try. probably should have just cut straight down there. GG. Man, that was fun. Now I'm kind of wishing I just used Alexander against Zero. I just wasn't very confident in the pick. Oh well. That's how it goes sometimes. Steelman against Zero. I think Zero might go of Calc in that one again. Again, I can't spell the name. Yeah, GG Pekla. Very good fight. Okay, so Steelman, you get the left side. Oops. Whoops, I don't want to pick that one. Thankfully, if right away, it's very obvious that it's right away, so we'd know if I somehow missed it. Hard to miss that crown, so. Okay, we're seeing Samuel against Calc again, which is a very interesting matchup. I wonder how Steelman's gonna deal with this. He rushes in, going for aggression here. Zero trying to catch him with a stab afterwards. You gotta watch that stamina, though, after taking those hits. Oh, Steelman doesn't manage to land another hit there. Zero was able to land a cut of his own. Calc has some really interesting combinations. There's a stab right through the head. Very well done. Yeah, as I was saying, I think Zero is really the guy to beat here, more than anyone. So Steelman does not have an easy fight ahead. Very good kill there, though, rushing in. He's not afraid to get in there for sure. Oh, Zero thinks he has an opportunity, and he nearly did. The distance was a bit wrong, as we saw there. Okay, that was interesting. Maybe some lag on both ends. They just kind of walked up to each other and looked at each other, so that was a little odd. Yeah, I think we got some lag. Feel free to pause it, guys, when that happens. Like, just back away and pause. Because that way we know for sure there's something up one way or another. Whether somebody accidentally pressed it or, you know. At least it subsided very quickly. Thrust by Zero. Zero tries a push. Skillman is kind of on the back foot here, and then he gets poked. Some of those pokes are deceptive. You think you got poked a little bit, but you actually self-impaled, so it's a bit more damage than you might have expected. Good thrust by Zero there. Very tricky. Upward cut by Zero. And Steelman, he's struggling to make anything happen here. He's trying to close in with those attacks, but Zero is blocking all of them. He might have had an opportunity there when he beat that blade down. Hard to say. Thrust by Zero. Now Zero might start putting his foot on the gas pedal. We'll see. Little bit. He's keeping his distance, and then he forces a double. Zero rushing in with a push. I don't think Skillman expected that. You don't usually see Calc mains being that aggressive, but Zero Knowles can sure make it work. And he's proving why he was originally called the Push King for sure. Oh, unfortunately, Steelman's cut moved his arm into the thrust, and then Zero finishes it off. Sometimes that happens. You don't intend to open yourself up, but you unintentionally do so when you're throwing those attacks out of range. Another common one is you riposte an attack automatically without sort of thinking because it's muscle memory, but then you pay for it. No, I don't want. I almost gave 0-2. Let me just double check I haven't done that to anybody because that's a possibility. It doesn't look like it. We're good. Okay. So I don't get to fight this round actually, but Wrath, you get to fight Pekala because I get that free win against Ruby. I don't know if it actually counts for a point, but Tulip that is. All right. Yeah, that's really good to see, guys. There was very good sportsmanship on both of your parts to wait like that when you saw something was wrong. I think Fro Fencer's been waiting a while actually for his match. Feels like we haven't had him fight in a little bit, so yeah, because of Tulip. But he's coming up, so. Alright, Pekala is in. Wrath is in. Gonna give you keyboard. And Wrath, you're on the left. We're gonna see another Samuel versus Zara, possibly. Or Pekala might even go for Calc. That's also a good pick. Okay, so we're seeing a Zara by Pekala. And Wrath is gonna stick to his main as well. I think that's a good pick on both their parts. Calking of the hill. Oh yeah, I just saw that comment there. Remember to like the video, guys. I know it's very easy to forget that. I mean, certainly if you like what you see, be sure to do that. I forgot to like my own video too. Just helps the algorithm just that little bit. Very small channel, so it might not mean much, but maybe it'll help. You never know. And so they both have kills at this point. Pekala goes in for a cut, gets a kill. Pekala, I would say, is very much the Zera master. Then again, Toasted Bread is pretty far up there too. He has his own guide now, which I found a really interesting read. Definitely check that out as well. But Pekala has one too, which is probably the more famous one, but make sure you check both of them out if you're interested. They also tell you pretty much how to counter Zera too, if you think about it, so. Yeah, good exchange there. Samuel's guard is definitely holding up. In that case, though, Wrath went for a thrust, and he got punished immediately. Oh, Pekala just going with the same cut over and over again. I don't know if that was a good move. He got punished for it some. He also spends a bunch of stamina. In the end, though, his aggressive onslaught worked. It can definitely be very hard to time your riposte. So... Cut to the head. Wrath is not out of this yet. We might see a crazy comeback yet. I think Wrath can definitely has it in them. Good. Wow, nice. Good sidestep cut. Pekala may be getting a bit complacent. Oh, he went for the A cut there. I think that was a big mistake. Sort of opened himself up. Oh, Piccolo with that, I think that was double Y combo. And that opened him up. Yeah, Toasted Bread noted that there's a windmill and then there's a double Y combo of Zera that looks just like it. And unfortunately, I think that kick and that punch by Wrath was what did him in there. In theory, it stuns Zera, so it allows him to like follow it up. But Zera's recovery, especially with Piccolo being a master of that sort of thing, you know, it's definitely not a good situation. Even with Samuel's great recovery, I would say Zera has some advantages there. We got Fro Fencer against Spielman, so that'll be an interesting fight. And he's in right away. Perfect. I'll just ping Spielman then. And Fro, you get the left again. And Fro Fencer will get to fight me in the final round. So that'll be a lot of fun. Alright. You're both in. Let's get started. Good, one click. Yeah, you guys can go ahead. Fro going with Marie. Spielman going with Samuel. See how this goes. Long guard there by Skillman. He definitely knows how to block those thrusts, but Fro Fencer equally knows how to beat that down. And he's doing a very good job with these thrusts. Good kill. Kind of unfortunate it took a bunch of hits, but it's sometimes what happens. Fro Fencer actually rushing in the pocket. I think that might have been a mistake in the long run. Yeah, he managed to get actually a bit of a hit, but that's sort of Spielman's domain. It's to be fair though, it's very hard to judge your spacing when you do a rush attack compared to just simply stabbing. So it's a mistake even veterans make all the time, me included. It's much easier to judge, your base weapon neutral distance, so to speak, your measure. But that was a very good toe stab by Fro Fencer. We don't usually see those anymore because of some tweaks Kugel made. Spielman gets a kill. So far, quite even. Fro really needs to watch that distance. He nearly got hit in the face. Spielman applying some pressure. Good thrust by Fro. Backing away just ever so slightly for the second one. And then a stab by Fro. Skillman managed to hit the arm, but it wasn't enough. Fro Fencer rushing in. Oh, I see what he was going for there, but unfortunately it missed, and he got cut to pieces. That would have been cool if it landed. That thrust that Fro was attempting. I like his style. He's not always afraid to just get in the pocket and get that stab. Spielman getting a hit in. Fro got some hits in too. Oh my goodness, that punch. And he gets a cut. Fro can end it here. And he ends it. Holy shit. That is very scary against Samuel's high recovery when he starts doing those snap cuts in close range. Especially if you're Marie, and that's exactly why. Skillman managed to replicate that situation but avoid getting punched. So worked out in his favor. I think Fro was going for a self-impale there with that A stab that he was doing. Bunch of cuts by Steelman, and again we see why Samuel is such a menace to rape your characters in the pocket. But that was a good sidestep by Fro Fencer, getting past the guard. Well, he did so. And Fro needs one more. Steelman only needs 2, though. And he gets a really long-range cut there. So it's down to the last flag. Worth noting, the right side is won more often than the left side, actually. Just by a little bit. Good thrust by Fro. He doesn't get a kill, though. I don't even see a visible wound for some reason. But it definitely did some damage. And Steelman was able to just rush in there. But very good effort by Fro Fencer. Steelman is a very good Samuel player, so. Okay, who's up next? All right, Zero and Maestro Kick. So I'm definitely rooting for Maestro Cake here. I really want him to get a win against Zero, and ideally, Pekla gets a win against Zero too. That'd be great for me. So the pressure is on for sure. Most of all, really, because Zero Null is just a beast. Sent you both the link. Zero Null is always the first one to join. It's amazing. He wants blood. And then, yeah, Maestro will join shortly. I thought that was him joining for a second. Yeah, I thought it was a good choice too. I thought it did connect. I heard the sound that it makes when like damage is done. That blood weird fart sound, but I didn't see a wound, so it's hard to say if the game took that as having caused damage or not. Yeah, that was definitely an intense match. Especially that fight in the pocket where you were punching him and stuff. That was crazy. Oh my god. Excellent quote. Yeah, thank you. Blood weird fart sound. That's what it kind of sounds like. Oh, okay, they were just connecting. A little bit of a delay, but that's not a problem. Yeah, it's... Plus he was really rushing in there with that cut, so it's like, even if you landed it, maybe there's a potential he would have hit you back anyway, so... Yeah, that was a tough situation. Is it? That's crazy. Definitely good for your content. Anyway, Pekla... Sorry, no, it's Zero Null with the with the first point. Now I'm confusing Zero and Pekla again, just the other way around. Because Pekla is pretty synonymous with Zera at this point, but... My goodness. Zero is just... on fire. He really wants to win this. Meister trying to go for those counterattacks. That's probably advisable, but he has to figure out how to do it. And he has there, I would say. He did a very good job. Stabbed by Zero. I think they sometimes have trouble connecting against longsword characters. And Meister thought he had an opening to the arm, but Zero got it. Yeah, I don't know what's with me, man. I always progressively lose my mind towards the end of tourneys, so anyway. But Maestro gets another point. What's this shabbiness? Oh man, Pekla has some things to say about how Maestro is playing, but oh man. Alright, don't let that demoralize you, Maestro. You got this. Oh, Zero somehow forced the double there, and that's so unfortunate. I thought Maestro set that up well. Holy stance by Pekla. That's a... Fuck. Zero. Oh, man. Maestro going with a bunch of cuts, and he finally gets it there. That was very dangerous. But if Maestro stays calm here, we might see the comeback of a century. We've seen him do it before. He's definitely moving back, giving some ground, but that's what he wants, because he wants those counterattacks. But unfortunately there, he just did not get the better end of that. So Zero wins it. And so I think whoever wins this is going to really just come down to this last round here. Because Zero has not lost a round yet. I have, right? But if he... Yeah, Zero might have already won this, actually, kind of think of it. So, let's see how this goes. Zero, you're still in this, actually. And yes, you've recognized that. Good. You get to fight Pekla now. Yeah, it's definitely tough to fight his... Well, any of his characters, really. But I see what you were trying to do. I don't think it was a bad plan at all. It's just... That's how it goes sometimes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Zero has won even if he loses this one, so... Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I think I'm wrong according to this chart, so... Unless it hasn't updated. But anyway, let's see where this one goes. Pekla, you're on the left. Now the question is, are we going to see the Zaramir? Or are we going to see a calc used by one of them? Okay, we're seeing the Zaramir. I think that was actually the right call by Zero. Might be a little tough to fight with calc in that situation. Zero some aggression. Pekla fending off those blows, but he's a bit on the back foot. But Zero getting a bit too aggressive at the end, I would say. It was good pressure, but he opened himself up with that rush. So right now they're even, but Pekla with a really good arm snipe. Pressure's definitely on for Pekla here. But he's doing a very good job so far. Knows the character well. Not that Zero doesn't, I just think Pekla has a bit more experience. Just overall, because he's main Zera for so long. Good stab by Zero. He likes that combo, I would say. The upward slash and the thrust. Oh, Zero going for the push, but he pays for it big time. Pekla's like, I've seen that rush before, man. That's not gonna work. Because Pekla obviously knows all about rushing as well. Bit of a clash of swords, and actually Zero gets away with it there. That was a really good upward slash. Pekola gets a push, but he gets cut as well, and he lands a cut actually of 0 retreats. So, Zero some aggression, and he pays for it there on the retreat. Good distance management by Pekola, I would say. Pekola some cancels there and feints. Zero doing a bit of that too. Zero rushes in, but ends up getting cut on entry. Thrust by Zero, he follows it up with a retreat cut. Pekola thrusts, and then he gets punished there. This is a really intense fight. Would not count Zero Null out yet. He's definitely got it in him to just turn this around. But Pekola stays collected. He might have it. That was, wow. With the tip of his sword there. Good distance management by Zero, and Zero gets a thrust. This is what I mean. Zero is just on fire today. Oh, Pekola trying to punish, I think. Zero goes for a thrust, and he gets it. So Zero Null has officially won the tourney at this point. There's no question about that. So, very well played to Zero. But we'll still carry on with the other matches and see who gets what place, because, you know, that's a hell of a lot of fun. Okay, Skillman against Maestro now. And we're going to end it with me against Fro, so... Yeah, this chart's not updated at all. Let's just take a look quickly. Obviously, Zero has won, but yeah, he's won by a pretty good margin. At most, I can only get 6, so... total, so... Back to work, Pekola says. Alright, no problem, man. Yeah, this is the final round, so... We still got some other matches, by the way. I hope you caught that bit. It's just that Zero has definitely won at this point, and there's no question about that, so... Still gonna see some good fights to end this off. Okay, Skillman is in. Waiting on Maestro here. He's gonna play Zera, he says. Interesting. I guess he wants to practice with Zera, because I know Maestro's been trying to learn him, so... And he's got that chance now that the pressure's not really on anymore. It's obvious who wins and who loses, so... And Steelman, you're on the left side. Maestro on the right. And we're already almost done. Because your dog doo-doo with Izzy in this. I wouldn't go that far, man. Maybe it's not your day, but... Yeah, let's see how he does with Zera here. I don't know if Skillman really give him a chance to try a whole lot of stuff, but we'll see. Oh my goodness, crazy exchange to start off. Nobody's been hit. Skillman rushes in, but actually retreats. And they both got a hit on each other, it turns out. Bit of sidestep action by Maestro. And then the high guard cut. Maestro actually gets it there, that jumping cut. It's actually surprisingly effective if you get your spacing right. It's just very all or nothing. There's a thrust. Skillman sidesteps, gets a hit to the arm, but no kill. Very slight hit. Another slight snap cut, but it does make Maestro tired. Snap cut there by Skillman. Maestro getting in close. That's very dangerous for both. But Maestro gets it with the retreating cuts afterwards. It almost looked like Skillman was going to get it, but Maestro recovered very well. Sidestep by Skillman, and then Maestro actually forces a double. I thought that was Skillman's there, to be honest. Maestro maintaining a lead, though. I think that's an impressive showing, considering he's not very familiar with this character. And Skillman is very familiar with his. Maestro going with a bunch of cuts there, but gets punished. 2-2. And there's a double. Big cuts by Maestro. And he manages to sidestep there with those Warchow. Nicely done. Funny thing is, Zera doesn't often use proper edge alignment with that move, but the game doesn't consider that, so. If it did, there'd be a lot of, ineffective hits, I think, so. At least at times. Maestro going with that again. Thrust by Maestro, and it completely misses, because Spielman was a little bit off to the side. Zera's drunkenness playing a part there, but Maestro for another kill. While Maestro doesn't play Zera all that much, it is worth noting he is very familiar with longswords, so that's definitely helping him out here. And Maestro keeps going, gets hit a bit in the head, but his hits were much better. Wow, good leg void. Nice Gilman there. High guard by Maestro, and he gets it again. That was well done. I think Maestro really wants that sidestep again. Rushed in, but didn't follow through. Goes to the holy stance, and then manages to force a double. Maestro of holy stance again. He gets a hit, but not a very good hit. And Skillman gets away with that. But again, that was very dangerous for both of them. And then Maestro punishing that sidestep perfectly. Gets nicked a little bit, actually, but it didn't matter. Alright, GG to both of you. Let's get Fro in here. Fro can just join. And I'll deal with the names while you're doing that. Fro, you're going to get the left. And then that's how we'll end the tourney. It'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll take a look at the standings after. Obviously, no 0 wins, but I'm curious to see how they look beyond that. Sadly, no commentary for this, but if someone wants to kind of jump in and commentate, feel free. Okay, the names are good. Yeah, let's go with the Marie Mirror. That'll be fun. Been practicing my Marie a little bit, so. I also want to give you a bit of a break. Oh my goodness, you got it. GG. Yeah, GG. I thought I had you, to be honest, but you got a really good cut to the head, so. Alright, let's submit the scores. And, hang on, end tourney's not an option. Maybe I gotta just give you guys the point. Alright, I'll just do that real quick. Yeah, crazy intense, man. Yeah, let me just deal with this real quick. Yeah, I probably should have done that earlier, but oh well. And Fro gets one. Zero definitely still wins this, though. This doesn't matter. Because this everyone gets the same point, so. Okay, it should be able to end it now in theory. Let me just refresh. Wait, did I not report this score? Yeah, Maestro won this one, right? Yeah. That's my bad. Okay. Now we end the tournament. Yeah, I was wondering why I had to do that, but that's fine. Everyone got an extra point, I suppose. So Zero ends up in first place, no losses, 7 wins, and I'm in second, 5-2. Peckle is 5-2, but I did defeat him, so that's why I get second place. And that concludes the tourney. Check out the other events that we have after this one. I believe Venator's hosting one on Friday, and that's the qualifier to get into the HEMA tournament on Sunday. So, especially you, Fro Fencer, if you're interested in competing in HEMA, then you should definitely look at trying to make that tourney that Venator's hosting. You'll find in the announcements. What else? There's the USFC on Saturday. And then there's obviously the main HEMA event, which you have to be invited to. And the way that works is if you do well enough in the HEMA tournament on Friday. Oh, okay, fair enough. But either way, for those who are interested, you gotta attend that Friday one, or you have to have done well enough in the last HEMA event to qualify. So he does the qualifiers before the main event now instead of during. Fair enough. Yeah. Good luck in that event, by the way, Fro. And let's just take a look at the standings here before we end off here. Maestro got fourth here with 4 wins. Skillman here 3. Fro Fencer did pretty well actually with 3. Wrath got 1, and of course Ruby was just disqualified. So I'd say most players did really well overall. Definitely keep at it, Wrath. You might only have 1 win, but you did really well in many of your matches. So if you keep at it, you'll definitely get better. And I think that's it, guys. So I'll see you next time.